Well, hello there, friends. I told you the other day that I was going to tell you what is my go-to supplement for helping manage elevated cortisol levels. When we're dealing with chronic stress, there's all kinds of techniques and stress and things you can do, but sometimes you just need a little extra help. And this, my friends, is my go-to, Cortistop by Young Living. Okay, it is a supplement designed to help the body maintain balance. It contains essential oils, herbs, and natural hormones designed to slow down the body's production of cortisol. So, we all live in a state of chronic stress. If you don't, God bless you. That's all I can say. So, our bodies need a break. Okay, and for me, this was the last step that helped me get to that balance. So the CDC estimates that over 70% of doctors' visits are directly related to stress. Okay, many times high blood pressure, anxiety, elevated blood sugar, all kinds of, stomach ulcers, all kinds of things can be basically gone back to like the root cause is stress. Now, remember last week when I talked about the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, okay, and how that feedback loop to slow down or stop the cortisol production is broken when you experience chronic stress. Okay, so there are hormones that help govern our stress response, and one of them is a hormone called DHEA, which is dehydroepiandrosterone. Okay, say that a few times fast, right? This hormone is basically the opposite of what cortisol does. Cortisol is catabolic. Okay, it starts to make your body break down things. DHEA is actually the opposite. It's anabolic. It helps your body build things up. And that is really important. You need that proper balance. So the balance of DHEA and cortisol is critical all the time, but it's super critical during times of stress. But even when cortisol rises under chronic stress, our DHEA actually falls, okay, putting things even more out of balance. So, you really need extra help. So, the cascade of events from this imbalance can result in other metabolic problems, including blood sugar problems, as well as problems with proper immune function, like we talked about, impaired water and salt balance, which can result in hypertension, thyroid impairment. I mean, all kinds of things can happen when this falls into that state of imbalance. Now, cortisol contains some really, really simple and great ingredients to help in this area. So, number one, it contains pregnenolone. Pregnenolone helps reduce corticotropin releasing hormone. Okay, that is the hormone which starts this whole cortisol production. So by slowing that down, you're basically telling the body, like, hold on, we don't need any more, which is what the body's supposed to do anyway, but kind of forgets, right? Number two, it contains DHEA, like I said, the natural counterbalance to cortisol. Then it contains phosphatidylcholine and phosphatidylserine, which are amazing. Phosphatidylcholine helps protect the brain, the liver, and even the stomach during times of stress. And phosphatidylserine helps balance that HPA axis and may help blunt cortisol production. Then it also contains black cohosh, which helps mitigate the stress response and elevates the mood. And then it contains a few essential oils. It contains clary sage and frankincense, which are very calming, but also uplifting energy type essential oils, which, uplifting in a positive energy, not a negative energy. And then there's fennel and peppermint, which are designed in there to help protect the stomach. So the recommended dosing for this is 1 to 2 capsules in the morning. And if desired, you can take an additional 1 to 2 capsules at night. Now, you take it for about 8 weeks and then you stop it for at least 2 weeks. And the reason is to reset because sometimes you're under acute stress, which is acute and chronic, because acute stress, I'm not talking about like a lion chasing you. I'm talking about some bad thing happened, and by 4 to 6 weeks in, you've resolved the problem and your stress levels have really gone down. So it's basically for you to decide if you need to continue taking the supplements. So it's a good thing to always stop and adjust your supplements, because we don't want to use them as crutches. We want to use them to assist us in improving our overall health. Now, most importantly, this is what I take. I recommend you talk to your physician. Consider getting your hormone levels checked prior to using anything. And obviously, caution if you're taking other hormones like birth control pills, because you certainly don't want to create any problems. Now, for me, I did check my cortisol levels, my fasting cortisol. I also checked my fasting blood sugar and insulin and a few other things. And I am using this because of those levels, that my levels were not where I wanted them to be. And I am going through 2 cycles of the Cortistop, 8 weeks, 2 weeks off, 8 weeks, 2 weeks off. And then I'm going to recheck my levels. And I really hope, I mean, I made some dietary changes. I made some other changes in stress management techniques like we talked about. Um, and I expect those levels to be better because I feel better. And that's the most important thing. I feel better, but I want to stay on top of my hormone levels. I don't want to just take it randomly. So if you're the type of person who's willing to get your levels checked, this might be a great supplement for you. So feel free to message me if you're interested. I recommend, please do not buy this supplement off of Amazon. If you are interested, you set up your own account directly with Young Living, because you want to be accountable, have accountability with a company directly, not through some third party person who can do whatever they want to these capsules. You want to make sure that you have the real thing from the company. So if you have a Young Living account, jump in and order it. If you don't and you want one, I can also figure out how to help you get a wholesale account, save yourself some like 24% on your products. All right. So on that note, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you next week for another